Yo, what's going on, guys? I've just kind of been thinking a little bit, and this video had came across my feed earlier today. And the video is kind of irrelevant, but one of the pictures in the video, it was like a drawing, right? And it was basically a circular drawing. So imagine a spiral, right? Like, that never-ending maze spiral going outward and outward that you would spin around and make an illusion, right? So imagine that, right? Kind of like a lollipop design, right? But just a solid black line. And then imagine that same thing next to it, but all scribble, scrabble, and squiggled up, right? One of the circles was organized. It's like a organized spiral. You feel me? And the other circle is just not even really a circle. It's more like a crumbled up ball of just line. All twisted and tangled. Like you ever got your AirPod, well, back in the day when, they were wired. I mean, there's wires now, but you ever got your wires all twisted and tangled up? Like that's what it was like. And basically the description under these two circles, under the one that was twisted up was life without intention. A life without intentionality. And the other one was life with intentions and life with intentionality. One of the things that I've noticed in my life is the times where I'm most at peace and most happy, most joyful, and just have the most clarity in general are the times where I move intentionally. Like I actually make intentional moves. Like if it doesn't make sense, I'm not doing it. You know, like it can be something little to somebody else, but it just simply doesn't make sense for me. As like let's say it's hanging out with a person that I know is a bad influence, or hanging out with a girl one on one. You know what I'm saying? That I don't even like. It's just, oh yeah, we're finna just go get something to eat. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. Those things may not seem like anything to anybody else, but for me, it's like it lacks so much intentionality to the point where it simply, even though it may not even be bad, it just simply doesn't make any sense. And it kind of leaves too much room for ignorance and for the enemy to work. And I've realized that when I decide to look past the intentionality and do it anyway, something happens. And it's like I kind of lose a bit of respect for myself. Certain bad things just happen out of the blue, and I'm like, oh, where'd they come from? But it came from that ignorant thing that I was just doing. You know, it's like life is a whole lot more organized when I move with intentionality in my own life, you know? And it's a lot less organized and scrambled up when I'm not moving with intentionality and I'm kind of just jumping on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, just trying to have fun, right? Just kind of drunk off fun or drunk off good feelings, you know, to where I'm not really thinking logically, or even if I am, I'm just ignoring it, just living life in ignorance. And that got me to this point where I truly do believe that moving with intentions and moving with intentionality throughout life is peak human existence and will honestly lead to the betterment of your well being, your peace, and your fulfillment of life. I just feel so weird whenever I'm moving any kind of way. It's kind of like I have no direction, and that's literally what it was as well. Like the spiral, the good spiral at least had a direction. Like you can tell it was going to keep going in itself or outwardly, like just a continuation of a lollipop, right? But then the other one, you don't know where it started or where it ended. It just had no direction whatsoever. It was just all crumbled and squiggled up in each other, And that is not a type of life that I want to live, because I have lived that life and it really sucks. And it kind of puts you in this position where you have to keep feeding yourself ignorance to overcome the previous ignorance that you just did. Like, let's say, it's kind of like drinking or going out to party, right? Like, you hit one party, you know what I'm saying? Let's say your girl cheated on you or something, right? You hit a party, you feel me? You go pick up some more girls, you're talking to those girls, but like you still feel empty. And then you drop those girls, and then you go out to party again to get new girls. And then it's just this continuation of ignorance that will never be satisfied and will never satisfy you. And you're progressively getting worse and destroying your mental and your peace, as opposed to accepting the fact that she did cheat on you and deciding to move in a way that you will respect and move in a way of self respect, and just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to let this bring me closer to the Lord, or I'm not going to go out and party, and I'm going to actually take my time to heal. And you realize that you have a genuine peace that comes later, and clarity and fulfillment in life, and you're able to forgive and just keep moving on. You didn't lose yourself. You didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you grieved, but you didn't lose yourself, and at the end of the day, that's what really mattered. Boom, that's a good point too, right there. Not moving with intentions it literally feels like losing yourself. Like, I've been there, and it genuinely feels like I'm losing myself. Like, when I have no direction, and I'm not talking about this in a way of like career wise, like where am I going in life? No, 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 no. I'm just talking about like what makes sense, bro. Like, we all know, bro. Like, nobody's that stupid, bro. You know what I mean? We all know. So it's just like, bro, you know what makes sense, bro. You know what you should and should not do. You know what I'm saying? You know what you should and should not entertain. You feel me? It's like, for the guys out there, it's like having this girl like you, and you don't like her, but yet you're still hanging out with her or talking to her every single day. It's just like, bruh, what are you honestly expecting to get out of this? If you know that she likes you, then you may need to even backtrack or like withdraw from that, actually, if you don't like her. Because that's just you leading her on. And then you could be like, oh, no, I'm not leading her on. But you literally are. Just because you're not flirting with her doesn't mean you're not leading her on. You're just being very unintentional with the way that you're moving. You know, it's like things like that, bro. Like little stuff that you would just, but there's intentional ways to have fun and to have life experiences. And there's also unintentional ways. And what I've come to understand and realize is that moving and living life with intentions is so, so, so much more better. More better. It's so much better than moving unintentionally and just going from place to place, thing to thing, person to person for no reason. So I want to encourage you guys to kind of reflect on your own lives as well as myself, and just realize how many things we are doing that lack intentionality, and just truly ask myself and ask yourselves, is it worth it? You know, is it worth not moving intentional? Like, what would I gain from this? What does this benefit me at all in the long run? I'll feel good, but then what? Like, after the feelings, like if we look past the feelings, it's like, okay, well, what's really there? Like, we have to look past the feeling part, because the feeling part is like this high that's in the front of the frame, right? It's like, oh yeah, but the whole reason why you're saying oh yeah is just because of the feeling of oh yeah. you know. But if you look past that, it's like, what actual gain is this giving me, or what benefit does this even do me? For real, you know, none, you know, literally none. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to have that little yap session, but I'll leave a Discord link in the bio for those who want to improve their lives, and definitely for those who want to strive towards living more intentional lives. So yeah, you guys can scroll down and check that out. But anyway, let you guys see you in the next video. Peace.